Hello, my name is Shehara Wooten, and I am the author of a book by the name of In the Meantime, Own Your Financial Narrative. In this book, I will be exploring the intersection of the racial wealth gap and the inspiring stories of those who have overcome despite economic injustice. I'm also dispelling the myth that one must pull themselves up by their own bootstraps, and I'm going to explore the power of community. This book is about the racial wealth gap, personal finance, as well as the resiliency of Black Americans that are still succeeding despite and in spite of a lack of long overdue reparations. It also discusses the power of community and its impact to help communities thrive. I was inspired to write this book because I get really frustrated about the fact that there even is a racial wealth gap and the history that comes with that. I talk about the Tulsa Race Massacre of 1921 as one of the many examples that attribute to this statistic in my community. After learning that Black wealth will fall to zero by 2053, I decided that I am going to be a part of the solution and do what I can to try to prevent that statistic from ever coming true. I'm using this book to discuss financial concepts and explore financial literacy. Yes, there's been a lot of books out there about financial literacy and personal finance, but I do believe that the inspiring stories that I share of those who are using various personal financial principles and making them work is going to be motivating as well as relevant to anyone that reads it. This book includes stories and insights from Antoinette Monroe, Eric Coleman, Jacqueline Jack Campbell, as well as Keba Conte. Coolest story I share in this book, and there are so many, is about Antoinette Monroe and how she purchased her first property and began to transform it into a money-making machine through Airbnb. Antoinette Monroe moved from growing up in poverty to becoming an accidental real estate investor that is now honing in on her craft and really defining her own definition of what financial freedom is. My hope for this book is that in the meantime, and until economic justice is served, readers will be inspired by the stories that are shared, as well as be able to create a legacy for them and their own family to define what financial freedom means to them and change the narrative for themselves and communities around them. You will enjoy this book if you are solution-oriented and you want to make a change for your family and generations to come. My name is Shehara Wooten, and my book is about creating our own narrative of financial freedom and legacy for generations to come.